What is good? What is good? Let me get my audio situated. What? Let me get my audio situated. What is good? What is good, y'all? We got some shit to talk about. We got some shit to talk about tonight, you guys. I got some shit to roll. Let me get my audio situated in the studio. What's poppin', everybody? Let me get this shit. Let me get my Dutch cracked. We got some shit to talk about. Everybody hit that like button when you tune in here. Hit that like button, y'all. Y'all know what to do. Put some respect on that like button when you tap in here. Make sure you let me know what city, what state you're tapping in from, what you're smoking on. Roll call. You hear what I'm saying? Roll call. I'm smoking on that Irish Cannonball, 28%. What y'all smoking on? What up, Jamal? What up, man? What up, Music? And what up, Don? What up, Dub? Appreciate everybody tapping in right now. We got some serious shit to talk about tonight. A little bit of the it's the trickle effect tonight, you guys. We got some trickle effect to talk about. What up, Brooklyn's in the building? Brooklyn's in the building tonight. What's going on? What up? What up? New Row, New York. What up? Detroit. Detroit's up in here smoking on some za. You know, we're drinking on some good. You know what I'm saying? Drinking on some good. We got that exotic pop on deck tonight. I'm about to pour this one up tonight. Second drink. You know, we was on that. I be on the pineapple joint, so I'm really glad that it came with a couple good joints right here. We got the Big Pun, the Refresco de Pena right here, man. This joint's gonna be epic tonight. Got that exotic pop. Shout out to my bro, Lil Flip. Everybody in the chat right now, make sure you hit that like button. Put some respect on the video. Put some respect on this video. Put some respect on my name, as Birdman would say. Let me know what you're smoking in the chat. I'm rolling up some Fuego right now. Some Irish Cannonball, 28%. What up, Neighborhood All-Star? That's my guy in the building. You know, this shit's straight from the dispensary. You know what I mean? If the dispensary is going to carry it, you guys, like that, with 28%, 30%, I'm going to go grab it. Especially with Burner bringing all the cookies brands. Burner's bringing all the cookies brands, you know what I'm saying, to Massachusetts, which is pretty much the mecca, you know what I mean? Kind of like how California is the hub out in the West Coast. Massachusetts is the mecca here when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, that good chronic. My dude, Neighborhood All-Star, smoking on that white runts. If you're in the chat, let me know what you're smoking on tonight. If you're pouring up, let me know what you're pouring up. You know what I'm saying? Yo. What up, Jamal? Jamal Gentry says, I mess with your channel all day. How was the blue exotic pop? He's asking about the blue. Tonight, I'm actually popping the Refresco de Pena, the Big Pun edition. I'll bring up the blue for you real quick, bro, because y'all know the blue. The blue is that King Combs wave juice, free Max B. But, you know, King Combs is doing his thing. That's Diddy's son. Diddy's son doing his thing. Exotic pop is a great drink, man. I really appreciate Flip for hooking me up with the, you know, the exotic pop connect. Yup, that's right. Shout out to Burner. We're still waiting on the Burner endorsement. Burner, where you at, big bro? Let's go. Shout out to Cookies out in Melrose. I seen Gilly the Kid was actually tearing it up in Melrose. We're about to get started in a few minutes, y'all. I know everybody's probably just getting in tune. I know everybody's probably just getting rolled up. Tonight, we got a little bit of a trickle effect, something that's even bigger than the alleged story of Pleasure P Pretty Ricky, the whole thing with G Unit. We got an even bigger story than that tonight, you guys. So I want everybody to stay tuned in. I want everybody in here to hit that like button. Make sure you share what city and state you're coming in from here tonight. Share the city and state. I want to know where y'all tapping in from. I'm in Connecticut, if anybody's wondering. Smoking on that. Okay, Lisa. She's smoking on that purple runts, sipping vodka. All right. Ciroc. You on that Ciroc, or you know what's up? Yo, damn, Mr. Nut. You was the homie. Yo, last week you was the man, homie. What happened to you? You got that Mike T vendetta? You mad that I'm getting this cheddar? Please don't hate on Mikey T just because I come out here and I do what I do. You know, I've been doing this for 10 plus years. And before that, I was watching all of this content like every single one of you. And you know what we do? We come in here. If you're new, we come in here and we have conversations about these topics. We talk about a lot of things, a lot of different things pertaining to hip hop. All right, Lisa's got that summer Ciroc. Yo, what up, Puff? What up, Puff? I know we're a little bit late on the Sean John endorsement, but I can mess with some Ciroc. Okay. On that Hefe, Mikey looking like a mafia. Randy, come on, brother. What's popping with the G's, man? I appreciate you, man. Yeah, man. Scarface is the OG. Yep. Both the rapper and the created character portrayed by Al Pacino. From Canada, what up, Tanner? Make sure y'all share this video. We're going to get started, man. I'm just rolling up. We're all getting situated. We know we got a big situation going on tonight, a big conversation. We pretty much have a big conversation going on every single night on live. Steve, I'm glad you're tuned in, bro. Wait till you hear what he said this time. You're going to have to wait and stay tuned to find out. Definitely appreciate everybody tuning in, man. Let me get my Dutch rolled. Let me get myself situated. Yeah, okay. We need to get you on Revolt. Appreciate you, Nut. Appreciate you, brother. Let me get rolled up, you guys, because we have a lot to talk about tonight, because I really wasn't expecting this. You know, I was honestly coming on here with a different story tonight, but when you hear a man say that, when you hear a man say certain things, you know what I mean? When you hear a man say certain things, in all honesty, you got to jump on here and discuss it. The game is making some pretty outrageous claims about G Unit. You know, the game is making some claims about G Unit that are actually different than what he was saying just last month. Don't you guys remember? Does anybody in here remember last month when the game was saying that he was going on tour with G Unit and they were making $2 million a show? Now the number has magically turned into 1 million. Is anybody remembering this? Am I the only one? I can't be the only one, man. In the chat, let me know. Does anybody remember me reading the news when Wack, when the game had actually said that shit about they were making 2 million, 50 would take 1.5 million, and then the G Unit guys would break down $500,000, and we were led to believe it was Game, Buck, Banks, and Yayo, the 4 members. So first of all, that would have been 125,000 apiece. Now we're hearing in a new interview that the game does. Now the game is saying it was $1 million. Now the game is saying that it was him, Banks, and Buck that were breaking down the money. And he was saying that Yayo was locked up and he was getting between 60 and 70. We're going to go over all that tonight, man. The game's numbers are changing. And, the game even said he wasn't even performing. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I definitely saw what was going down. Yep. Randy. Yep. That's what Game said. Game, Banks, and Buck. The game's story is just changing up here from week to week, you guys. And we're going to go over it. But we're also going to go over Wack 100, pretty much saying 50 Cent has never handled any beef in his career. 50 Cent doesn't respond. Just because the man only responded to the game with Not Rich and Still Lying, it doesn't mean he doesn't respond to hip hop beefs. The man has responded to hip hop beefs in various ways. As we had just heard Tony Yayo talking about it, 50 Cent brought Joel Santana and Jim Jones out. We all saw it on BET back in the day. 50 Cent brought Jim Jones onto BET. He brought him onto BET Rap City back in the day, you guys. So what is there really to discuss? What we're artists on E1, you guys, we're artists on E1 getting the opportunity to appear on BET. Somebody put some of the artists that were signed to E1 back in the day that actually got the chance to appear on BET. I'll wait. Let's go. Let's get some of the numbers. And I'm not talking about when Fat Joe signed over to E1 and he started releasing Make It Rain. You know what I mean? Fat Joe is of another caliber. Fat Joe is one of the dudes who actually made, going independent like a popular thing. Not taking anything away from Tech Nine, who actually really, utilized being independent. A lot of artists did, but there were some artists that made you see that being popular could exist with being on an independent circuit. Fat Joe came back after he got locked up with All the Way Up. He did it again. Even though Platiplomos, the album, did not take off, only sold, you know what I'm saying? The shit only sold like 10,000 copies first week. He went double platinum, if not more at this point. He sold that song to appear in movies. Oh, yeah, Prodigy's independent shit. I mean, come on, man. I love Prodigy's music, man. Prodigy signing to a major, you know what I mean? When Prodigy and Havoc would actually sign to majors, that would actually be something that like drew our interest. What? Mobb Deep signed to Jive? What? Mobb Deep signed to G Unit? You know what I'm saying? That's how it was back in the day. I'm just giving you my reaction to hearing about when they were producing the album America's Nightmare. You know what I'm saying? America's Nightmare, Blood Money. You know what I'm saying? When they were toying with the idea of maybe signing to Bad Boy, I think. Kind of just what I believe. You guys. But yeah, I appreciate everybody tapping in. We got some shit to talk about tonight, though. Because listen, y'all. Wack was talking about the whole Pleasure P incident with Tony Yayo, the alleged incident. Some people say it didn't happen. Pleasure P went on social media and said it didn't happen. He actually tagged 50 various times. It was like, yo, 50, man, what's up? Nothing happened. We got some interesting thoughts here from Wack 100. Wack is like, that ain't gonna go away. Pleasure P is about that bullshit. He probably was loaded. I couldn't make out what Wack 100 said after he said Pleasure P is about that bullshit. He said he was probably loaded. Wack said he stays loaded. He had just left me. So the rumors of Pleasure P being intoxicated were brought up. Pleasure P is a cool dude. I remember I had done an interview with Pleasure P at Circle House, and he pulled out 3 joints. He pulled out a baggie that had like 3 or 4 joints in it, and he's like, "Yo, this is you." He's like, "This is you." So Pleasure P is actually a really good dude. You know what I mean? Just because a dude be smoking on some weed and sipping on some yak, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean, you know what I mean? It doesn't really mean all that. You know, Wack is getting on Ray J about being loaded at the BET Awards. You know what I mean? But I'll give it to Wack. There's a difference between being loaded and then you end up eating a cup of noodles at the BET Awards. Now, if Ray J was trying to create a viral moment, whatever. You know what I mean? If that's what Ray J was going in there to do, but it's like, come on, man. You are the dude that has actually had a single, came back with an album to follow it up, and now you're actually getting invited to all these events still, and you're going out there and you're ending up on camera eating cup of noodles at the I mean, I guess everybody else is just clapping on camera, right? Ray J's eating cup noodles. So I guess he's seen it in a different light. He's like, you know what? He may have even concocted this whole idea. You know what I'm saying? Everybody watching, I'm about to pour up. I'm about to pour up right now. I'm about to pour up some. That's right. We got the Big Pun edition of the Exotic Pop tonight. The Refresca de Pina. That's right, y'all. You know, I be messing with these joints, man. So I'm pouring up. Got the official Exotic Pop cup. Exotic Pop Music. Go follow Exotic Pop Music if you're an artist, producer, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Go follow Exotic Pop Music. Tap in with the brand. I'm about to pour up right now for the show. This is what we on. Don't get it twisted. This is what we on, y'all. We're on that exotic pop for the show nowadays. Yes, let's take this shit to the next level. Yeah, let me post the Little Flip interview for everybody who missed it. For everybody that missed it. I got my interview with Little Flip done. It's actually a classic. I'm about to post the link up. Anybody that wants to check that out, y'all can go check that out right now. Put it up in your saved, whatever, you know what I mean? Check it out after the interview or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Let me put a poll up. I'm putting up a poll for y'all. Everybody vote in the poll if you haven't voted in the poll yet. What's up to LA? What's up to LA? I appreciate everybody from LA tapping in. Appreciate everybody tapping in here. You know who you're watching. Mikey T, the movie star. We're sipping on exotic pop. Salute my bro Lil Flip for putting me on. We got the Big Pun edition tonight. You know we sipping right tonight. Try to snatch my exotic pop and run. Try to snatch my exotic pop and run, y'all. Try to snatch that exotic pop. 50 gonna try and come and snatch that exotic pop. But yeah, so anybody that has missed it, go check out my interview with Lil Flip. It's out right now. I actually covered pretty much everything in his whole career. I just put up a poll. Everybody vote in the poll. We're about to get into this epic news. I stumbled across this, you guys. And it's like, yo, why would you say that about Fifth? Why would you say that about Yayo? Let me go over what the game said though first. The game actually did a dope interview. It looks like a really dope interview. That the game has been doing a bunch of dope interviews to promote Drillmatic. So the game had said that he spent $500,000 in probably like 20 days. I don't really know what he was saying that in regard to. Maybe it was his advance. Maybe the game's advance was something like 500,000. He's like, and then I'm broke. He's like, I'm broke. And yeah, but the baby was born and he had some shit. Obviously, the game is talking about his first child. You know what I mean? They're in the documentary era. The game at this point in time, the game's a real one, y'all. The game is a real one. I'm going to give it to him because the game is selfless. You know what I mean? The game doesn't care about himself as much as he cares about others. At this point in time, making sure that his child was taken care of was the goal number one. And that's something that I really respect. That's something that really made me buy into the game. You know what I mean? To the point where I know him here 20 plus years later, you guys. That's right. And I think that's what made the majority of us, whether it's the way he did his album covers, which I don't think it's so much that, you know what I mean? I think it's more of the way we're invested in his music, whether the way you want to talk about it of, oh, he needs help with his hooks or not. We are invested in the game's music, whether you want to talk about it like, oh, his name is the game. It's kind of a weak name. We are invested in the game's music. You know what I'm saying? So let's get back into what the game here said here, because I kind of want to break it down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I was on tour with G Unit, and at that time, G Unit is making like $1 million a show, and 50 is taking half of that shit. He would let the rest of us, Yayo was in jail, but he would let me, Buck, and Banks and the homies split the rest of it. So we was getting maybe 60 to 70,000 a show. So they're breaking it down 60, 70,000 a pop. Now, if the show is $1 million, 50's taking half, they're busting it down between 4 and then probably 4 to 5 other homies that are just on tour. You know, they're obviously getting less. These guys are getting broke off with like $10,000, $15,000, whereas the natural performer of the game of Banks, Buck, putting some aside for Yayo, these performers are actually getting broke down with more. That's what you would think. That is what you would think. But you're like, yo, what do you mean, Mikey? Game's getting broken down for bread? Why is Game getting broken down for bread, Mikey T? He doesn't even have a song. The Game even admits that. Game is like, he's like, so we was getting maybe 60 to 70,000 a show, and we was like 23, 24, and we was doing hella shows. I wasn't even performing. This is before the days. So this is before the days of the Game actually having records to perform at that capacity, records that anybody would be interested in, records that Dr. Dre would want him to be seen promoting. You know what I mean? Look what Dr. Dre did. He pulled 50 Cent from the Premier record. You know what I mean? Dr. Dre did all types of things to ensure the ability of their artist. You know, the that natural, organic feel when you got to meet the artist. Kind of went against the grain when the Game presented himself in Jim Jones's Certified Gangsters music video. But again, at that point, the Game needed to go against the grain, or he was going to get treated like a G Unit soldier. He was going to get treated just like anybody else that was coming up, that wasn't stepping out from the pack and stepping up. The Game wanted to step up alongside all of these legends that we see today. And I think we all know that, though. So the Game is saying we was getting $60,000 to $70,000. So first of all, I want to point out beforehand, the Game had said that they were breaking down $500,000 and getting like 100,000 a piece. But now it's changed to $1 million and 60 to 70. I just want to point that out there first of all. I just want to put that out there first of all. The information is changing is all I'm saying. The information is actually changing. Still a lot of money. This is the type of money, you guys, that we saw Meek Mill making when he was on tour with Nicki Minaj. You know what I mean? When Meek Mill was at a different point of his career. You know, everybody can talk about Meek Mill and the MMG deal and the albums and all that. Meek Mill and the artists of today have had amazing ability to make money on tour, especially when they're in a relationship or they have great friendships with any of these other artists. That's why we always see, Drake picking up multiple people for his tours. Friendships equate to cash. Hell, we saw Osiris get the opportunity to perform for Drake in his kitchen. He's like, yo, you know that 60,000 you owe me? He's like, just perform for me right now, and you don't owe me that no more. Dude started performing. He's like, yo, but you got to do the real thing. You got to do the real thing. So he's like, and we was 23, 24, and we was doing hella shows, and I wasn't even performing. Listen to what the game is saying here. 50 was giving dudes money. 50 was just giving dudes money. This man was just giving dudes money. He was just giving dudes money. And you're telling me you dissed him. This dude is just giving you money and you dissed him, game. What sense does that make? Is this cap? Is all of this information cap? How were you getting $60,000, $70,000 a show? How were you getting $60,000 to $70,000 a show? Please explain this to me. For doing nothing, number one. For being one of those 30 G unit dudes in the background. Please explain this to me, because I remember watching the 30 G unit dudes in the background, but I didn't think one of them dudes was making $60,000 to $70,000. I mean, excluding Shaw Money XL. You know what I'm saying? We obviously know Buck. We obviously know Banks. We obviously know Yayo's got something in the stash in the cut. But you're telling me you was making $60,000 to $70,000 a show when Game was shouting, when Buck was shouting you out on popping them things? Is that what you're leading me to believe? You were making Meek Mill money at the height of his career, the secondary height of his career, I should say. You're leading me to believe that you were making Meek Mill level money at this point of your career? How much you getting for shows now? Do you regret? Is that why you keep on showing up and buying all those bottles of effing? Is that why the game keeps on showing up and buying all those bottles of effing and whispering in 50's ear, yo, can we make How We Do Part 2? Ain't nobody want to make How We Do Part 2, bro. How We Do Part 1 was cookie cutter sounding enough. No disrespect to the record. No disrespect to the record, but it was like the Jean-Claude Van Damme, you know what I'm saying? It was like the Steven Seagal, you know what I'm saying, of like action movies, you know what I'm saying? Keep it at the original and will remain class. That's why I'm saying, like, it would have looked ultimately crazy if right after In the Club, the game showed up performing How We Do. That would have looked ultimately crazy in my opinion. Like, even though they had the setup there, so Game really screwed himself. I don't really believe How We Do is big enough of a record to perform at the Super Bowl. And I'm saying that on the record. You know, I'm saying that, like, when we're talking about the Super Bowl, like, we're not talking about no somewhat cheesy cookie cutter did it for the record sale. We're talking about cultural impact. We're talking about phenomenons. Nobody in the world expected 50 Cent to pop up with In the Club after everything he'd been through. Nobody expected that. And I don't mean at the Super Bowl. I mean, nobody in the world of music expected him to show up with In the Club. Everybody expected every single one of his artists after to have a record like that, though. Why wouldn't they? But let's move on, man. Let's move on from that. Definitely appreciate everybody tapping in. Appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Hope y'all enjoying the conversation on tonight's podcast. This is the Mikey T, the Movie Star Podcast, y'all. Smoking on some good. If anybody's wondering what I'm smoking on, this is what I'm smoking on, yo. 28%. Got that Irish Cannonball. What's up? What's up? Lawrence, what's popping? Everybody in here, hit that like button. Put some respect on that like button. We're going over some classic shit. I just had to go over it because, you know, the game is talking about all this money. He's talking about all this money he was getting with G-Unit, seemingly the best money of his career. Did you double back, Game? Did you double back and get more money on that on tour with Lil Wayne? Because anybody, please look up for me if Game did a headline tour with Lil Wayne after My Life dropped. Did he do 50 dates? Did the Game do 50 dates with Lil Wayne across the United States? Hell, across the whole planet. Because he should have been touring all over this planet with Lil Wayne. He should have been touring all over this planet with Lil Wayne. And then I would believe he would have got an increase on that 60 to 70,000. Then I believe he would have been making 200, 300, $1 million himself. But no, that's why he wants to go back and work with 50. That's why he wants an album with 50. We could see with Drillmatic's lack of success. We can see with Drillmatic's lack of success. Mikey T, what do you mean lack of success? I mean 25,000 copies sold first week. Mikey T, they weren't even trying. They weren't even trying. They did 25,000 sales without even trying. They weren't trying. They went on Drink Champs. They went on No Jumper. They released an album with 30 records. They enlisted Fabio Foreign. They enlisted Cameron. They enlisted a who's who of the music industry. What do you mean they weren't trying? These guys put up their best effort. I'm not going to put it on the Game. Wack, because this is Wack 100's label. Wack 100 put up his best effort. Wack 100 put up his best effort. My brother Black Faith Production, appreciate you always tapping in, bro. He's bringing good debate as well. Black Faith Production says Drillmatic over Animal Ambition. I'm about to put up a poll, bro. I'm about to put up a poll. I'm going to tell you this. Bro. Animal Ambition did just about double Drillmatic's first week sales. And everybody wants to talk about the recoup. They want to talk about the recoup, right? Guys want to talk about the recoup when the fact of the matter is you should have been making 10 times the amount of your money. They want to talk about bragging rights. Maybe we'll get into that, but let's talk about this first. Let's talk about this Pleasure P topic boiling over. The Tony Yayo report said that Tony had an issue with Pleasure P. Wack 100 said that ain't going away. Pleasure P is about that bullshit. He probably was loaded. He stays loaded. He had just left me. Now, like I said, I did an interview with Marcus Cooper, a.k.a. Pleasure P, Circle House in Miami. He's a cool dude. Afterwards, dude blessed me with like 3-4 joints in a bag. I'm like, yo, this dude is legit. I'm like, Marcus Cooper. I'm like, this dude is cool as hell. So for Wack to say he was loaded, I mean, bro, what does it mean to be loaded off of some weed? Miss me with like a few weeks ago, we did a report. Wack was saying Ray J was drunk at the BET Awards. Yo, please don't invite me to the BET Awards, the VMAs, the MTV Movie Awards. Don't invite me to the Grammys if I can't get drunk. If you're not going to pass me a bottle of that Veuve Clicquot, if you're not going to let me drink my exotic pop, you know what I'm saying? If I can't drink my exotic pop, sip a little Veuve Clicquot, Dom P, miss me with it. Cool here on the underground, baby. What's good? What's good? So Wack said he stays loaded. He had just left me. He just left you. So if we're playing that little 6 degrees of separation game, I guess, beep, he gets right on you. It gets right to you without any other question. He just left Wack 100. Now he's getting into some bullshit with 50 Cent. What does that say, man? Come on, man. Really? He was just with you? You really think that's cool to put that out there? So then there were rumors that he was intoxicated, Pleasure P, intoxicated, whether it was all some good-ass weed or some 1942. Wack goes, it says goons jumped him. That ain't going to go away. He better take his ass down to Florida. He better take his ass home pretty much. Wack is reading the headline right there that everyone has been reading over the last 24 hours, 48 hours, whenever the hell the headline came out, you guys. The headline's kind of blowing up right now. And Wack is saying he better take his ass back down to Florida. He's about to point out some other shit too, you guys. Wack was asked if Ray J was there. Now, guys, I saw a video of Ray J there. Ray J was right there. Ray J was right there with Pleasure P. And Wack is like, Ray J ain't got nothing to do with Pleasure P. Yo, these dudes from the music industry, they're friends. You know what I'm saying? When Pleasure P was riding high with Pretty Ricky and they were doing their Hotline and their Grinding records and all them cuts, you know what I mean, that were really oversaturated on the radio, but they ended up pulling in sales based on that, based on the fact that they actually got play. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of those records, you know what I'm saying, they caked off of them. And at that point, Ray J, the One Wish guy, the guy who had the collaboration with Young Berg, would love being around Pretty Ricky. So let's not cap out here. Let's not cap out here like dudes don't want to be around other dudes. You know what I'm saying? These dudes enjoy getting a little bit of buzz off of one another. They be running around. That's why when Pleasure P did the video, he sort of scrolled over or scanned over a little bit and he showed that Ray J was there. Right now, Ray J's a little bit more popular than Pleasure P. So he wants to capitalize off the buzz at this point in time. Do I really got to be the guy to point this out there? I got to be the one. I got to be the one to point it out. All right, well, that's why I'm here then, damn it. That's why I'm here, because it's that simple. You know, that's simple. Let's be real with it, man. That's why I'm here talking about this shit, because we all live and witnessed it. We all know at one point in time, Ray J would have sold his, I'm just playing with the publishing. You know what I'm saying? He would have loved to have done a record with Pretty Ricky back in the day when they were buzzing. You know what I'm saying? And look at that, my dude right here. My dude. They are on the Millennium Tour together. Ray J and Pleasure are close. Why else would Pleasure P have a video with Ray J actually on his Instagram 2 feet away from him? They're cool. Now, don't get it twisted, because 50 actually did a video as well. 50 Cent actually did a video as well, you guys, and he was right near Marcus Cooper. But 50 was right near Pleasure P. 50 was right near Pleasure P, you guys. But in all honesty, we all remember what 50 Cent said in the video right after that. He said, yo, only one R&B singer at a time. What, Fifth? What are you doing, Fifth? You really said that, bro? You really said that? One R&B singer at a time with all this speculation going on right now about what happened to Pretty Ricky's own Pleasure P? Now, maybe I'm tripping, but I didn't see any responses to anybody in the chat. Y'all is rocking with me right now. I appreciate y'all, man. What up, Reno, Nevada? Appreciate you. Anybody in the chat, did 50 respond to any of those videos that Marcus Cooper posted and tagged him in? Please let me know. And also, I want you guys to check out my interview with Little Flip. My interview with Lil Flip is out right now. Y'all can check that out. So let's get back into this, though. Let's get back into this. So Wack was asked if Ray J was there, right? Which he clearly was there, right alongside Pleasure P. He said, Ray J ain't got nothing to do with Pleasure P. Ray J ain't got nothing to do with Pleasure P and with that bullshit. Nephew is with that shit. Keyword. Wack refers to Pleasure P as nephew. I'm not saying Wack was going to make Pleasure P a part of 100 ENT. Obviously it could have happened. Obviously Wack could have managed Pretty Ricky, right? Obviously it could have happened. I mean, shit. Wack was telling Cuban Link. He was telling Cadillac Ta. He was really setting things up for 100 ENT. He was even telling my guy, CEO Reek, that he was an A&R over there. You don't give somebody 3 weeks as an A&R. Clean that shit up. Clean that shit up, man. So Wack is like, Ray J ain't got nothing to do with Pleasure P. And with that bullshit. Nephew was with that shit. He was loaded for show. Probably extra loaded. That ain't going away. That ain't going away. Well, what do you mean that ain't going away? What is he talking about? That ain't going away, first of all. What is he talking about? That ain't going away, first of all. Wack, you are the king of what? All your shit hasn't gone away? No, your shit is controversial as hell. It's on your name. This is some shit that Tony Yayo hasn't even commented on. This is some shit that 50 Cent is ignoring. This is some shit that would go away. Your shit is lingering. Everybody remembers. I mean, we see what you had to do with Adam 22. Wack 100 had to bring the game to Adam 22's show so Adam could make whatever amount of monetization bread off of that interview. You know what I mean? Like, let's be real. Adam 22 was just talking with Joe Budden about how he made X amount of bread off of the interview that he did. Maybe even the interview with Kevin Samuels. You know, so yeah, I think that's what the interview was. But yeah, so that, in all honesty, look what happened. Wack 100 brought the game to Adam, clearing up that whole, yo, I got Adam 22 in my back pocket. What's he going to do for Gilly? They don't really want to bring the game onto the show. They don't. Birdman. Nah, Wallow's got that connect. Let's move on, y'all. Everybody share this video. Let's get 200 people in here. Let's get 200 people in here. You know, I'm sipping on that exotic pop. Got my drink tonight. I got my drink tonight. This is what we're sipping on. We got the exotic pop big pun edition. We got the big pun edition. Got that refresco de pina. Big pun, baby. You know how we do it. I ain't a player. I just sip exotic pop a lot. You already know what it is, man. Yup. Yup, Jamal. You're 100% right. Yayo, smart. Every time Yayo comes into a situation like this, oh, shit's popping. My name is in the media. Right now, Yayo's name is in the media for all types of good shit. You know what I mean? Right now, Yayo's name is in the media for all types of dope interviews, new exclusives on podcasts, his new marijuana strain coming out. Yeah, Yayo, I be staying in tune. Shout out to Tony Yayo. He's got a new mixtape coming out, all that type of shit. So for him to be caught up with all this Pleasure P, for him to be caught up with all this tycoon controversy, in a way it's good, but in a way it's bad. Yayo's kind of treating it like he has done anything in the past and really not commenting on the negative. Yeah, shout out to the Kanan tape. Yep. 50 does some shit. Yep. Harley, we drinking on that exotic pop tonight. We got that exotic pop on deck. All types of flavors, though. We got all types of flavors. We got the Soldier Boy joint. Soda! We got that Soldier Boy joint on deck. Shout out to my bro, Little Flip. If y'all missed it, go check it out. We got the Wave Juice. Everybody's waiting for me to try the Wave Juice. You know what I'm saying? King Combs. Shout out to King Combs. Love to have him on the show as well. I feel like he's really talented, man. I loved what he just did with Kodak Black. Yo, we're gonna do the podcast as soon as we, as soon as we get that big call from the big heads, like, yo, Mikey T, we want to take the Mikey T, the Movie Star podcast, and put it on the next level. You know what I'm saying? As soon as we get that call to do the podcast and take it to the next level, until then, I'm underground with my shit. This is the Mikey T, the Movie Star podcast you're watching. Don't get it twisted, man. You'll know when we go mainstream, baby. That's gonna be like after 50 did Power of the Dollar. You was all like, yo, what's 50 gonna do when he goes mainstream? That shit's gonna be crazy. That's kind of what it's gonna be like. What's Mikey T, the Movie Star, gonna be like when he goes mainstream? You'll be like, oh man. You know, like how Arab said from the mud. You know what I'm saying? You'll be like, yo, Mikey T is in the mud, man. What's he gonna be like that? Everybody hit the link too. My interview with Lil Flip is out. Full exclusive podcast interview with Lil Flip out right now. 75 minutes of heat. Let's get back into it. Though, man, because we got some news to talk about tonight. So Wack said they're going to have to watch themselves in Florida. They're going to have to watch themselves in parts of LA because he run with all types of people out here. Because he runs with all different types of people out here. Saying basically, go back to Florida, but you're going to have to watch yourself in Florida now. We all know 50 Cent, G-Unit have done a fair amount of music recording in Florida. Not saying they do anymore. You know, that's kind of what a number of artists have done. Jim Jones actually took the guys out to Miami to record the album. 50 Cent actually took the guys out to Miami to record the album as well. I think that's pretty dope. But at this point in time, we all know guys like Yayo, Banks, all these guys that rap, they pretty much have the means to put a studio in their own crib. Furthermore, 50 Cent got the means to actually put a studio inside of a tour bus. You know what I mean? 50 actually got the means to put a studio inside of his actual tour bus. So that really eliminated the process or the need of actually going to one of these major studios. They probably had enough money to hire whatever engineers were needed, whatever engineers from Aftermath or whatever Interscope were assigned to them. People is out there getting serious bread, man, serious situations. But it's not like I haven't actually witnessed people in Miami. I literally witnessed guys in Miami working at Circle House actually come up, you know what I mean, from being you know what I mean, engineering material, coming up as you know what I mean, interns, and actually growing to being on some of the biggest albums in the world, man. Yep. So let's go. Let's continue on with this. Wack said they're gonna have to watch themselves in Florida. They're gonna have to watch themselves in part of LA because he runs with all different types of people out here. The only good thing about Tony Yayo is that he doesn't come out like that. You don't see him everywhere. Okay, because Tony Yayo is smart. I'm going to use this an example that Tony Yayo said in one of his recent interviews. A very, very intelligent thing. You know what I mean? Because I would wonder, like, yo, what the hell? Why can't I get an interview with Tony Yayo when he's in between touring? Because I know a guy like Yayo, a guy like Lloyd Banks, they do so much touring, especially in the prime of their careers, that they didn't have time to break away from their calendar commitments. You know what I mean? So that's what I can understand. So Yayo actually said some very interesting shit, you guys. He was like, why would I go, like, when he's in between going to all these European countries, why would he go back to the hood like that? Dude is literally home for like 5-6 days, maybe even 10-12 days at a point in time, but he knows he's going back out of the country for a few weeks, a few months. Why put yourself in jeopardy to even be, you know what I mean? Why put yourself in Dodge? Yayo had a very, very smart answer for that question or that statement he was making. It was very intelligent. And I was like, wow. I was like, he is absolutely right. If you are in between tours, you know, a lot of guys would be like, yo, I want to go out and spend my money in front of all my friends. I want to go out and show out in front of all the people who never thought I had it like that. I just want them to see. You know what I mean? A lot of people can get caught up doing that. You know what I mean? And then you're never going to get to that level that you really wish to attain because you're going to leave all that money on the table. All that money from that tour that you were going on for 3 months, whether it's $250,000, $750,000, or $1 million plus, you're going to leave that money on the table. All over going and stunting for 4 or 5 days and spending your money. Like, think about how much sense that actually makes. So now you're going to go and spend all your money. You're going to get caught up. You're probably going to run into one of these breezies who is like, yo, we need to go this, that, third. You're going to end up taking her out, getting, you know, buying the Balenci's, getting this, that. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know, be like, yo, you know, we're staying tonight. We're staying at the Ritz-Carlton tonight. We're lit tonight. All that type of shit will be going on, and you'll end up spending all your bread. Not all of it, but you'll spend it through a chunk change. You'll spend through the tax portion of it. Yo, 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 Solid Souls, Neighborhood All-Star Lady Truth, what's popping? Appreciate y'all for tapping in tonight. Everybody hit that link I got pinned if you want to check out my interview with Little Flip, classic joint. But what the hell would Wack 100 say that Tony Yayo? He said Tony Yayo, the only good thing about Tony Yayo, hold on one second. Hold on one second, man. The only good thing about Tony Yayo, listen, the only good thing about Tony Yayo to you, first of all, should be that he put that feature, that classic fresh out the feds feature on the Games album, the documentary. And I'm talking about Running. But you want to talk about the only good thing about Tony Yayo is that he doesn't come out like that. You don't see him everywhere. 50 be moving around everywhere. Tony Yayo moves everywhere that 50 Cent moves. You missing things? Wack? Did you miss the movie Righteous Kill? Did you miss the movie Righteous Kill? 50 Cent acting alongside Robert De Niro. 50 Cent acting alongside Al Pacino. And I'm pretty sure Tony Yayo got to meet them. So let's be realistic when we're talking about 50 and Yayo here. We all know that Yayo is 50's hype man. Yayo is the Freaky Ty to meet Mr. Cheeks. Rest in peace, Freaky Ty. Tony Yayo, the greatest hype man since Freaky Ty. We all know Freaky Ty can rap, so let's not get that twisted. We all know Tony Yayo can rap. Let's not get that shit twisted. Just because Tony Yayo can play his role, just because Tony Yayo can play his position to a T, that's the key to the game. Holding your man down, not being jealous when he strikes it big with vitamin water, not being jealous when he strikes it big with motion pictures, supporting. Yayo even started doing his own movies. Dude took some of the game. Sorry, I'm not going to ride you forever, Yayo. I mean, you made SWAT 2. Why would you make SWAT 2? Colin Farrell, LL Cool J, Michelle Rodriguez, Samuel Jackson, and you make SWAT 2? I can see why you would do it. All them classic actors from the first SWAT, plus wasn't SWAT like a television show or something like that back in the day? So I could see why he would do that. And plus, who wouldn't want to attach their name to actually something that had been successful in the past? The key to this game is actually getting yourself out there. It's getting yourself seen, you guys. That's the key to the game. The more people that see you doing something, the more you can build towards it. Lady Truth says, in my opinion, Yayo is the most loyal unit member. That's why I'm saying don't be trying to diss the man because of his loyalty. Don't be trying to diss somebody because they can play their role in a group. Like, just because Young Buck didn't really do what 50 Cent wanted him to, what he wanted him to do when it came to G Unit, just because Young Buck didn't do what 50 wanted him to do when it came to Cashville Records, you guys, just because the game didn't do what he was told to do with G Unit West, you'd probably have a better job right now, Wack, instead of this facade Cash Money West bullshit. When you had the Tatiana record and then Birdman told you to go release it indie. What? Stop. What? Doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. I'm almost positive. I'm sorry. If you got a record that's blaring, if you got a record that has introduced a new artist to the world, the major label should be enthused about releasing that artist project. Not tell you, oh, yo, man, go release that on an indie, man. Let's bubble a little. There's no more bubbling to do. That shit is cooked. That shit is cooked, man. And now Blueface is cooked. His whole career has been it's been like regulated to post about him and his ex and him and his girl and everything going on with the Blue Club. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird. You know what I mean? It's kind of odd to me. You know what I mean? But like I said before, if Blueface is making some bread off of that, whatever they're doing, you know what I mean? If he's making 34,000 bands, if he's making 40 bands, 34,000 a month off of that, all power to him. You know what I mean? If they're actually turning what they've got into an entertainment-based syndicate, shit, all the more power to them. Like I've said before, I hope they can translate that into a television deal. You know what I mean? I really hope they can translate that into a television deal. K-Dub says, game didn't fit in G Unit. Well, according to the game, getting paid all this money, whether it was 100,000 or 70,000, from whichever interview he said, you know what I mean? From a couple different interviews, whichever amount of money it was, the game was getting paid handsomely to be a part of G Unit. I don't seem to ever, you know what I mean? Meek Mill, I didn't hear about the Rick Ross checks on the MMG tours. I heard about the checks when he went and toured with Nicki Minaj. You know what I'm saying? I heard about those checks. You know what I'm saying? So everybody share this video one time. Oh, yeah, I already know Wack wasn't his manager during the documentary, bro. We all know Wack was not the game's manager during the documentary. We all know Wack 100 only came and started working with the game once his career started going like this. We all know that. That's no secret to everybody that Wack 100 actually, well, this is the secret to everybody. This is what everybody seems to miss. Wack 100 in 2008 hit a surging record with Ray J. He had a surging record with Ray J, you guys. They did 250,000 in a week. Let me bring it up. Let me bring up the information. They did 250,000 records in a week. At this point, 2008, all I feel, Koch Records, Epic and Koch, very odd. Let's see, where's the units? No, sold 250,000 altogether. Let's remove that from the argument. Whatever. I guess I see why Wack moved on to the game, because the game at that point actually during LAX sold 226,000 first week. Damn, that sucks. 250,000 overall. 39,000 copies first week for All I Feel. I was about to go hard on this. I was about to go hard on the Ray J thing. You know what I mean? I see it now because we all know LAX. The game LAX first week sales were like 220. Yep, 239,000. So the game, Wack 100 at this point in time seemed to move over to the game, right? So the game, Wack moved over from somebody that actually sold 250,000 overall to somebody who sold nearly 250,000 in a week. So we all see what he's doing there. But my thing is, he pretty much moved into the game's career at the tail end of it. Whoa. My dude said he actually bought All I Feel first week, which was actually going along with the Young Berg single. They actually got that single on both albums. Don't do that, bro. Don't do that with the gold thing. We're going to bring up the charts. You know what I mean? Eventually, we'll be bringing up the charts and all that since, you know, I love talking about album sales. You know what I mean? Album sales is one of my favorite things to talk about. Yeah. But let's get back to it here because he's got some things to say about 50, which I did not really respect. Wack was asked if 50 Cent's going to get involved. Wack said he don't usually get involved in shit. He don't usually get involved in shit. When them dudes went and aired his grandmother's house out, he acted like he didn't know what was going on. 50 isn't getting involved in unnecessary shit. Unnecessary shit like that comment, unnecessary shit. You're going to sit up on the internet and talk about, oh, I don't talk about shit that I don't know. I don't talk about shit that I don't know. You don't even know what's going on with Pleasure P, Tony Yayo, G Unit, all these guys. You're going off a headline. You're going off a bad video. I heard what you guys were saying on the audio. I saw the video you're talking about. Maybe the stuff is more evident with the Trey the Truth video. But there's nothing evident with this Pleasure P, Tony Yayo video. So for you to be saying all this shit about, oh, Look how 50, what 50 does when people do shit to 50. Look how 50 does when people do shit to 50. Look what 50 does. 50 will show up at the mall with your baby mama and buy the shit out. 50 will make a liquor. He'll get a liquor endorsement and name it after your wifey. What will 50 do? 50 put on a wig and called himself Pimpin' Curly. What will 50 do? What will you do? It's evident what you'll do. You'll jump from ship to ship. That's something Tony Yayo has never done. Something Yayo never did. But you're going to say Yayo's not everywhere. Yayo is everywhere that 50 Cent says, yo, Yayo, I need you to come ride with me. Yo, Yayo, I need you to come hold me down XYZ. 12 dates, 15, 20 dates, 12 different countries. Yayo's holding 50 down. Shit be strange out here, man. Shit be strange out here. Maybe you need to get a hold of 50's itinerary and see if maybe the game can do some of these shows. Hey, man, we can do How We Do. We can definitely do How We Do, Hate It or Love It. We can do Higher. We can do Church for Thugs. We could do Special. Let them know you can do the whole catalog that 50 wrote for the game. Just let them know. Yeah, and you know what? We'll do it for a third. We'll do it for a third of the price. $333,000. So let's go with this, man. So he said that shit. He wants to talk about unnecessary comments. And you know what? I don't really know what episode Wack is talking about right there, about shit getting aired out. But I don't know why he's on here. I don't know if it's to get a boost. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's to actually get a boost out of what's going on with Clubhouse, out of what's going on with the Drillmatic sales. I don't know if it's weak Clubhouse numbers. I don't know if it's the 25K first week. I don't know if it's shady aftermath. Interscope completely ignoring everything that Drillmatic stood for. Why? Because it stood for a damn diss song that was as long as the rest of the whole album. They say the album's like 40 minutes, 42 minutes. 1/4 of the album is an Eminem diss. That's whack, man. You used to be on the same label as this dude. But it's even weaker. It's even weaker because you praised this dude. It's even weaker because you actually used the term the Black Slim Shady to actually form a relationship with Eminem back in the day, and now you're trying to use that against him. How about that? The real fans remember that is the fact. And now you're trying to stick this all in our face like we're going to respect it. Well, it's evident that a 25,000. What is 25,000 to 580,000? What is 25,000 to 5 million? Because that's the only amount. Is it 0.025? Because that's the only percentage of people that bought into this bullshit, man. Like I've talked with several of my friends, several of my guys about this, man. Several of my associates. I've talked to just different people in the industry about this. You could have went about selling the album a different way. Salute to DC. That's what everybody, when you come in here, hit that like button. Let me know what city you're tapping in from. So like Wack wants to say unnecessary. That comment about 50 was unnecessary. Whatever. The shit about Yayo, that's whatever. Oh, Yayo doesn't be everywhere. 50 be everywhere. That's what it is. Whatever. But the other shit about shit getting aired out, you can leave that shit out. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're just trying to create a little bit of controversy. Unless you're trying to stir the pot a little bit. You know what I mean? Trying to get a little bit of buzz. Trying to hit with a couple buzzwords. You know what I mean? Salute to London. Salute to Los Angeles. Let them know Mikey T, the movie star, is the blogger that taps in with everybody commenting. So it's worthwhile to actually come into the live streams and have conversation. So Wack said 50 isn't getting involved with unnecessary shit. Share this video. Let's get 200 people in here, y'all. Share this video. Let's get 200 people in here. Wack said 50 isn't getting involved in unnecessary shit. He's got to watch Pleasure P, though. He's got to watch Pleasure P, though. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. So, y'all, Wack had some things to say about the Drillmatic album flopping as well. The Drillmatic album flopping. Wack asked, he said, do you understand the change in first week sales? Do you understand the change in first week sales? Wack is pretty much pressing this dude on Clubhouse. So tell me the change in first week sales. Tell me what the change has been. Wack is like, hey, bro, I'm having a real conversation. This is two men talking. The worst thing that's going to happen is that you get educated. Oh, so now we're talking about education, Wack. All right, let's do it. Let's talk education. Because I love talking record sales. You know what I mean? I love talking first week. So let's do it. Wack is like, hey, bro, I'm having a real conversation. This is two men talking, and the worst thing that is going to happen is that you get educated. Okay, well, what's been the change in the first week sales and how much they accumulated now prior to then? Wack said, actually, Little Dirk was the last one to reap the benefits of what it was prior. Wack was asked, what was the day of the week that you released your artist album? So he's being asked about what day of the week did they release Drillmatic. Wack is saying the 12th, Friday, the same day as everyone else, Wack 100 said. Really? That's not true. Only people like Wack 100, only really, listen, Wack, famous artists of a certain stature release their albums on a Friday. Artists that don't need to take advantage of a full week. Releasing on a Friday is not a smart thing to do. You should have released Drillmatic on a Tuesday. Just because Meek Mill can move 80K, Meek Mill has momentum around his release. Meek Mill actually spends money on marketing. At least I know Meek Mill's album is coming out on a Friday. I don't know what month. I don't know what month the Game's album's coming out. I didn't know when it was coming out. You know what I'm saying? What month it was coming out. Let's be real about Drillmatic. There were so many flip-flop release dates. There was no post on Wack 100's page about it. Let's be real. When Wack 100 had the opportunity and he had 150,000 views on one of his videos, I saw nothing about Drillmatic. That's supposed to be a part of your cake. Let's be real, man. I didn't know what month it was coming out. I read everything and I didn't see jack shit about your album. Why did that never occur to you to pay for a full few page ads or a billboard? Since you like talking about GU not billboards, why not get a few billboards in Times Square, man? Like, it doesn't cost that much. I'm thinking about doing it. Why didn't you do it? Why didn't you think of it? So you're basing your numbers on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. There you go. Does Monday even count? You want 3 days to count as a week's sales? You played yourself. You played yourself with Drillmatic. You played yourself with 100 ENT. Of course it's going to look bad. Of course it's going to look bad when the numbers come out. You should have dropped it on a Tuesday like everyone else has been doing forever. Are there even actually any physical discs in brick and mortar locations? I'm talking Target, Best Buy, Walmart, whatever places actually still sell physical discs. Not everybody is still just streaming. You know what I mean? There are people in high-end vehicles playing CDs. There are, you know what I'm saying? There are brands like Lexus, Infinity. You know what I'm saying? I can name 5 car companies that still come with disc players. Let's be real, man. Let's be real. So Wack is saying, listen, I'm just asking what's the change. Dude finally said he didn't know. Wack said, so now let's go to Coil Ray. Coil Ray first was 9 to 10,000, but her overall was she was going to go gold already. Prior to Little Durk's album, we would drop 2 to 3 singles. Why? Because whatever the streams we accumulated through the 2 to 3 months, 6 months, went toward the overall in the first week. Now what they have done, he said, first of all, what the hell are you talking about? People have changed their release schedule. No offense to my guy, Little Durk. I got a hell of a respect for Little Durk. You know what I'm saying? I got hella respect for Little Durk. Why Mikey T has hella respect for Little Durk? Let me show you why I got hella respect for Little Durk.
Lil Durk on rock with Mikey T, the movie star. You already know you're rocking, man. 300.
I got hella respect for Little Durk, you guys, but who changed the style of releasing their albums after Little Durk? You know what I'm saying? Who the hell changed the style of releasing the? No offense to Little Durk, but that's just inaccurate. You know what I mean? No offense, you know what I mean? But that's just inaccurate. You know what I mean? Little Durk came to the game with Def Jam. They tried to tweak his sound. You know what I mean? They tried to tweak Little Durk's sound so he could go for like an R&B fan base with Jeremiah. You know what I mean? What Little Durk did was pull back to his real self. You know what I mean? The game pulling back to his real self was not what should have happened. The game's real self wanted to diss G-Unit. The game should have just played the part a little bit. A lot of people were saying that about Little Durk at the beginning as well. Let's be real. A lot of people were saying, oh, Durk, why aren't you just playing the part with Chief Keef and Lil Reese? Obviously, Little Durk had bigger goals for himself. You know what I mean? He didn't want to stay as a part of a group. Little Durk had aspirations to be where he is today. Salute Little Durk, man, for actually giving me the time of day back in the day to do an interview, man. But let's move on here. Let's move on here because he said also DJ Khaled, T-shirts, merch, all that shit being brought that week called as an album sale, and the dude would sell 30,000 T-shirts. Okay, wow, this is too funny. This is too funny because now Wack is actually bringing it back to what he learned from 6ix9ine. He's bringing it back to what he learned from 6ix9ine. Everybody knows that when 6ix9ine's album dropped, they stopped doing the whole T-shirt merchandise to coincide with your album sales. A lot of artists were dropping merch lines. You know what I mean? There were a lot of artists out there dropping merch lines where they would say, if you buy merch that costs whatever, you will actually be included with a CD. And Billboard was actually including that from what I've been seeing. You know what I mean? 6ix9ine tried to take advantage of that. They cut that shit. They cut that shit right away. So basically, Wack 100 is showing me that he gets his information. He actually gets his information from 6ix9ine. This is his blueprint. This is where his blueprint is coming from. This is what is Wack bringing it back to what he learned from 6ix9ine. But speaking of which, where is your merch? Why didn't you sell t-shirts? What happened? I mean, headbands, hats, Drillmatic bandanas. I understand that it doesn't accumulate with all the sales. You know what I mean? It's not supposed to be. First of all, back in the day, it wasn't accumulated with the sales when they were bringing merchandise on tour to sell it. It was never bundled together back in the day. Where's your merch? Where's the Drillmatic t-shirts? What the Giunot t-shirts back in the day? They literally reportedly paid the game $1 million to stop wearing Giunot. Where's the Drillmatic t-shirts, man? You know what I mean? Come on, man. It's something 6ix9ine wishes he could have used because he had the merch. You know what I mean? If that ploy would have worked, he would have sold 150K first week. You flood the streets with merch first. Then it creates an anticipation for the album. You don't wait and drop the album first and then do the merch afterwards. That is backwards. You might as well, pre-order the merch, pre-order the album. You will get the merch. You know what I mean? You'll get the merch, and then you'll be able to actually listen to your material while wearing the merch. Wack 100 has it so that we're listening to Drillmatic still with no Drillmatic t-shirt, no Drillmatic headband, nothing. Look at this, man. Well, first, you know what I'm saying? You might as well, honestly, like, what would happen if you ordered a Snoop Dogg shirt? If you ordered the Snoop Dogg album back in the day, you get a free Death Row t-shirt. Keyword, you have to pre-order it. It's an exclusive order. It's not a cheap ploy. It's not a cheap ploy to increase the record sales. You know what I'm saying? What you and 6ix9ine are doing is corny, and Billboard is aware of it. 6ix9ine dissed them, but what good is merch if it's not readily available? I should have been wearing my Drillmatic t-shirt, like I said, listening to the album, not the other way around. I'm listening to Drillmatic, waiting on my t-shirt. And stop listening to 6ix9ine, Wack. What does he know about marketing? He doesn't pay for marketing. He just disses people. Wack is like, which they do is resell. French Montana, he got the game with all of them. He put a song that was 18 months old and got counted. Easy as 150 million streams, and I got none of that credit. As prior to, I would have got that credit. So this is why Cash Money trademark dropping 3 singles. They already knew what the count was because it was streamed 100 million. No more of that. You getting a hard 7. Pause. So whatever Easy was in that 7 days is the only count I got. The other 150 million it did 4 to 5 prior. I see nothing of that. What? Are you guys hearing this? Wack 100 admitted he got nothing off of the record that they allegedly squeezed Kanye West over. And you know what, man? French Montana, he didn't have the merch. He didn't have the mac and cheese t-shirts, but he figured it out. Wack, this is the smartest thing you actually said. You should use the French Montana blueprint rather than the 50 Cent in mixed with 6ix9ine blueprint, the 50 Cent blueprint from 2005. That blueprint's a little outdated, sir. Take more notes on French Montana. Be more like him. Instead of bigging him up and giving him credit, French doesn't need you to big him up. French has gone diamond. You know what you would have said if they told you you had to pay $250,000, $300K for Unforgettable? You would have said, never mind. That just like you did with NBA Youngboy. Look at it, man. Look at it. You did the same thing with NBA Youngboy. Oh, we need $150K. It's half off. half off. You got half off on NBA Youngboy. French Montana had to put up $300K, he said, to get Unforgettable. You would have passed on Unforgettable for the game. And you know what, man? You would have recouped. It paid off for French Montana. He's in the Guinness Book of World Records. Wack. Game should be in the Guinness Book of World Records. Game should be in there. Why is he not in there? Well, what does he just think his fans are going to stick around forever? He thinks his fans are going to stick with him forever. Once you drop a dud, they might not stick around for the next one. What you're doing is risky, and how could you not monetize off a Kanye West record, man? Because you dropped it too early. And that's another thing, man. Why would you drop it 3 months before the album? Does that even make any sense? You got to drop it when the album is around the corner, man. You got to drop the merch. Why didn't Kanye West design the merch? He's a fashion icon. You got a fashion icon in your back pocket, and you didn't have him design the Drillmatic merch. One post, you would have sold 1 million shirts. You know, a fashion icon, and you didn't let him design the merch. One post, and you would have sold 1 million shirts. Shit would have been free money for Kanye West. Wack said, let's get to the business. Let's get to the business, Wack said. All right, let's get to the business. Let's do it. It's a bragging right. A first week is a bragging right. And overall is the money. It's great to have the bragging right and the money. But my overall, I'm already fully recouped. The first week, you know how long it usually takes a dude to recoup off the album? You know how long it takes a dude to actually recoup off the album cost? At least a year. I'm fully recouped. Who does it take at least a year to recoup off the album costs? What? It takes a year for somebody to recoup off the album costs? What information are you even reading? What information are you even reading? And you know what? Congrats. You're fully recouped. You know what I mean? All you're telling me is that you broke even. How much money did you make? How much money did you make? Being fully recouped is a shitty way to look at something. You know what I'm saying? I didn't make any money. I didn't lose any money either. What are you just, you know what I mean? What are you just learning as you're going? Who gives a shit if you're fully recouped? It's not the objective. Bragging rights? You think Illmatic got bragging rights? The Nas album? You think that album has bragging rights? Look at Nas's first week sales. You're talking about bragging rights. That album is going down in history. It's going to be spoken amongst scholars, taught in college. We're talking about bragging rights now. And you're talking about bragging rights and recouping your money back. What kind of businessman are you? You're basically telling me that you broke even. You didn't make shit off the Kanye West record, which is unthinkable. You didn't make any money off the Kanye West record. Nobody on the internet would have thought that would have been the case. Are you serious? You think Fabio Foreign didn't make any money off the Kanye West record? Anyone associated with Kanye West should be lit. Out of here. It's a given. Y'all broke even. Y'all got 150 million streams and did 25,000K first week with Kanye West. After the history that they have together, after the history that all right, we're doing a new poll. We're doing a new poll. I got a new poll we're going up right now. Best. I'm putting this poll up right now for everybody to vote in. Everybody vote in the poll right now. Everybody vote in the poll right now, y'all. What's your favorite game song featuring Kanye West? That's what I want to know. What is your favorite game song featuring Kanye West? Everybody vote in the poll right now. And easy. Oh, damn. They have another record, too. All right, guys. I'm just getting this poll up real quick. Excuse me. Yeah. I just added that actually to the other poll. That's on my YouTube page. Looks like Wouldn't Get Far is getting the most votes. I just wanted to get everybody's thoughts on that. Yeah, that is a really good one too, bro. Yeah, I don't even want it. I met some of them girls that were actually in the game's music videos from the Wouldn't Get Far video shoot, though. Y'all need to follow me on Instagram. Y'all need to make sure you check out the Little Flip interview if you didn't watch it yet. But we got some interesting shit here to talk about. But yeah, man, sorry, I just had to go off about that shit, because people are talking about, oh, first week sales get you an album of bragging rights. First week sales get you bragging rights. Nas's album debuted with 60,000 copies first week. Yeah, you know what I mean? Dudes is talking about bragging rights over. Come on, Illmatic has the ultimate bragging rights, if you want to use that as the term. That's what I mean. Like, you can't necessarily say that, man. People need to put some respect, just like we put respect on the West Coast music. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so funny sometimes when dudes be just telling how things are on the East Coast. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like with Wack 100 in specifics, talking about Bobby Shmurda like that and just trying to tell people how we should look at Bobby Shmurda. Like, what? Like, relax with all that shit, man. Don't be trying to tell me who I should and shouldn't like. I understand 50 Cent tried to do that back in the day with Ja Rule. You know what I mean? And he kind of got everybody to pick sides and shit. But I'm off that shit, man. I ain't trying to pick sides. I ain't trying to not like a rapper because of this and that. Let me like the music that I'm going to like. Let me geek out and watch Bobby Shmurda do some funny shit on the internet, or let me watch, what Snoop Dogg and Eminem are doing after 20 years of collaborate. Let me make my own thought as a fan, is what I'm saying. Like, we're off of that shit, man. We're off of that shit of, you're going to assign to me what I can like. I'm done with that shit. Just like rappers are saying, like, the days of the cosign is over. You know what I mean? But look at it, man. Wack 100 is just too anxious, and he's releasing music too early. And then you talk about bragging rights. This is that rap. And, this is one of those industries where nobody really, you know what I mean? I mean, us YouTubers, the critics and the people out there, critics, YouTubers, you know what I mean? We analyze music and sales for sure. But the average fans, they're not so much caught up in the first week sales. They don't care about bragging rights, the first week sales. You know what I mean? Look what Illmatic did for Nas, but even though the sales were lackluster, does that mean it was a shitty album? No. It just means it was overlooked. It wasn't promoted like it should have been. You know what I mean? And then it's like, talking about first week numbers. This is the shit that Wack is talking about. It sounds a lot like what 50 was talking about in his era of music. 50 was the guy who spoke on the first week sales, and he looked silly after what happened with Kanye West. Am I right? 50 looked silly for talking about first week numbers after what happened with Kanye West. So in my mind, Wack is basically learning his blueprint, which is why I said you might as well follow French Montana's blueprint if you're going to be doing a mixture of the 2005, 2004 50 Cent mixed with 6ix9ine. And then he learned about pressing up on shit from Suge Knight. And this is where I'm really going to go off, you guys. Wack said, and it's partially because he put 30 songs up there. So I'm making money off of 30 instead of 15, instead of 12. We worked. Nothing. Why isn't this a double CD? If it's a double CD, it counts as 2 sales. They purchase 2 discs. All Eyes on Me, Life After Death. That was strategy. That was strategy that these rappers used, that Suge Knight used, Puff Daddy used. Why didn't you use that? Why did you just give people 30 songs on one disc? That should be a double CD, man, which hence the term counts as 2 sales. Knock, knock. What's going on with you, man? Why didn't you do that, man? Suge did that with All Eyes on Me. You know what I mean? And you want to be Baby Suge? Serious question. Serious question. Didn't you think that would help your album sales? Doing a double album, you know what I mean? It would have literally doubled your album sales. Why are you giving away 30 songs on one disc, man? For what? You didn't even think that disc counted anymore, man. It's all about streaming, right? Because 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine told you everyone streams. Who cares about what he says? Some people want the disc. Why? The answer is simple. Collector's value. It's nostalgia. It's that type of purpose. You wouldn't even understand that because you were actually around Suge Knight when he couldn't get a CD on the shelf. You know what I mean? At that point in his career, Suge Knight couldn't get a CD on the shelf. Let's be real. You know what I mean? Suge Knight could not get a Death Row album out to the public. You know what I mean? I guarantee you this, though. when Dr. Dre drops the Detox, there will be physical copies because Dr. Dre knows music. He knows it sounds better on a disc. There's no way you're going to tell me. But you didn't know you didn't know about the quality of music. It's fine, but remember, you don't get second chances, especially when you come in with the first release being from somebody like The Game and then you flounder it, man. Wack said we didn't even drop a video because we didn't want to throw away the streams. It's a long game now. It's what you're going to do after the fact that you dropped. Note, I looked up second week sales for for Drillmatic. I looked up second week sales for Drillmatic, you guys. I can't find them anywhere. You know what I mean? I can't find them anywhere. So from what Wack is saying right here, we might see Drillmatic pop back up in the, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We might see Drillmatic pop back up in the Billboard charts, maybe selling 10,000, 15,000. We'll have to try to keep our eyes on it. You know what I mean? We'll have to try and keep our eyes on it. That's what Wack is seeming to say here. He said, that's why you saw the video drop a week later and not the day of. It's going to be another drop in 2 weeks, and then radio is going to kick in because anything we do now prior to is no longer getting accounted for. You do something to secure your overall or your recoup, which we did. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You think you did a good job with the whole rollout? Really? You think you did a good job with that whole rollout? You really think you did a good rollout for Drillmatic? I literally just named 5 things you should have did that you didn't do. You're over here bragging about you recouped your money back. Who cares? Who cares about your money that you recouped? You're talking about bragging rights. Who cares about that? Why isn't this a double disc? Wack said, listen to what Wack said. Wack said, we did that. We got a platinum album. That's great. You come with one song that's platinum for your overall before it drops, you're ahead of the game. So I'm trying to understand, what do you mean we're not on the top of the game? So you went platinum. It's platinum. Why not make it a double disc? You would have been double platinum. Game hasn't gone double platinum since his second album. What are you even talking about, man? You know what I mean? Like, you're some dope manager. You don't even know most of the time, but okay, I get it. I don't even get what you're talking about. The album being platinum, really? Is it? Okay, you missed me with that one, but you got your fallback. You got your box truck business. He's got the box truck business to fall back on. Game could have did this by himself, man. Game could have sold whatever he's claiming. He's saying it's platinum already. I don't know if that shit is true. I don't think it is. And maybe the album is platinum because it plays like a compilation. You know, it would have been a damn shame if it wasn't, looking at all the features. I think most of the people bought the album because of the features, to be 100% with you. You know, I don't really rock with the Game no more, but Fabio's on it. NBA Youngboy's on it. Oh, no, he's not on it no more. They took him off. Oh, shit. Whatever. I already got the album anyways. That's the only thing you did right. You flooded the album with features. And this kind of reminds me of the Get Rich or Die Trying soundtrack. It's like a follow-up. You know what I mean? Like Beg for Mercy. It's like the Above the Rim soundtrack. Somebody asked Wack 100 something that was crazy, and he fumbled it. I can't believe he fumbled this, you guys. They asked him, how many songs does the Game have on Billboard? Wack said, you mean top 100? I got to check Monday. You have to check. Let me get this straight. Hold up. What do you have to check? You don't know this info to just shoot back at the person asking you this question? Yo, we're number 87. We're number 86. Well, guess what? If you have to check, you're probably not on the list. What are you going to get back to him on another blog and get back to the question? You know what I mean? You're his manager. You're supposed to know this. You're literally supposed to know this information with your eyes closed, man. You're supposed to have the tab up for Billboard, Apple Music. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be refreshing them shits every hour. You have to check. You have to check that, man. Like, what is seriously wrong with you? You're not even just a manager. You're running 100 ENT. You don't have to check. You know what I mean? You don't have to check when you're talking shit to everyone on you know what I mean? On Clubhouse. Doesn't even have the answer. What number is your artist on Billboard? Doesn't even know. Can't even shoot back and let him know what number he is on iTunes Music. Wack said, I really don't know. I'm really not giving an F because I didn't spend no money yet. The only money I spent was on the video that dropped a week ago. I ain't spent shit. And this right here tells you everything you need to know. He said, I don't care. So you flat out don't give a F. You really said, I really don't care. Guy gets an opportunity to manage one of the biggest artists of our lifetime. You know what I mean, you guys? He gets the opportunity to manage potentially somebody that could have broken into the top 5 in hip hop of all time. Yeah, the game could have broken into the top 5 of hip hop all time if he didn't pretty much try to destroy the whole group that brought him into the game. So he would have had an opportunity to really showcase himself. So you get an opportunity to work with one of these greatest of all times rappers, and you're going to go on Clubhouse and you're going to say that you don't care. I really don't care. I don't know. I'm not really giving an F when it comes to a project that you're putting out with one of the most top artists of all time. That says a lot to me, man. That says a lot to me, and I'm sure a lot of other people that aspire to do different things. And then it's got to make the game feel a certain way because he's giving you the opportunity to do these types of things. It's crazy seeing that, hearing that, you know what I mean? But this right here tells you everything you know, man. He said, I don't care. And you know what, game? If you're listening to this, man, run away from this man. Get away from this man. You will never find a worse manager, man. Whoever chooses to, you know what I mean? Whoever you choose to manage you is going to be better than Wack. This guy is actually scared about recouping his money. He's worried about bragging rights. He doesn't drop merch. I don't think he knows what it is. I don't even think he knows the definition of merchandise. Oh, you mean clothing? I don't even think he knows what the word merch means. Come on. Do you know that Kanye West is a fashion icon? He could have scribbled something that said Drillmatic, put it on a t-shirt, and you would have sold 1 million copies. And you want to talk about recoup. Could have made 30 million off of a t-shirt. Could have made 33 million off of a t-shirt. This guy's talking about merch. He thinks you're talking about jewelry. They call jewelry merchandise. This is the same guy that spells business with a D. Business. What does he know? He made no money off a Kanye West song. He botched the whole Eminem beef. They failed the whole Eminem beef. Wack 100 literally went to the games. He went to the game studio, which he said before they locked him out of a few times. Wack 100 said he went to the game studio, you guys, and he said, "Yo, that song is too long. That song is too long, game. I'm gonna come back in a few hours, and I'm gonna check back in when the song is done." Comes back a few hours later, the song goes from 7 minutes to 10.5 minutes. Shout out to Exotic Pop. You know what I'm sipping tonight? Got that big pun flavor on deck. That's right. That big pun Refresco de Pina right here, man. Shit's dope. Dope too, man. Sipping on some good. Yeah, man. Yeah, Eminem doubled his album sales. Somebody was asking about Animal Ambition and Drillmatic earlier. I said 50 actually sold 46K. He sold over 20,000 more than Game's album as well. You know what I mean? But in all honesty, Wack 100 went against his own thoughts for this album. 1/4 of Drillmatic is an Eminem diss. Somebody get me the official runtime of Drillmatic. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's actually not 1/4 of it. But still, because I had seen somebody said that Drillmatic was 43 minutes, but I don't think it can be 43 minutes. In reality, there's no way that album is 43 minutes, you guys. 1 second, y'all. Yo, Voodoo is definitely a skip, bro. Voodoo is definite. Oh, thanks, bro. Thanks, my brother right here. He told me it's 1 hour and 55 minutes. But Voodoo is definitely a skip, bro. Out of all the tracks, you know what I mean? I'm going to say Voodoo is definitely a skip. My brother right here, Ra, says, I skipped a couple. Could you name me a couple of your favorites, though, Ra? I'll definitely post it up. I'll definitely post it up, man. Guy botched the Eminem beef. I wanted to bring it up because he makes the song 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people saying, yo, bro, man, you mean to tell me I can smoke 2 Newports while listening to this guy's song? That's too much. I ain't listening to this shit. I got stuff to do. Even I've had celebrities tell me that. I've had fans tell me that. Old fans that, aren't really that old Eminem fans that might be searching on the internet to be like, yo, someone's dissing Eminem. Old Game fans, you know what I'm saying? Who don't really follow up with the game. I've checked in with a few different people, you guys. I don't just come on here and, I make an assessment of these records. I actually came on here and read all the lyrics on the Black Slim Shady. We all went over it. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you're not. Don't miss these live conversations that I have. Thank you, bro. Yeah, I just didn't, you know what I mean? The hook was kind of not what I was expecting from the game on that, What we not going to do. I think they could have, you probably were tapped in the review. I think they should have put French Montana on that hook. I think they should have put French on that hook. You know what I mean? Instead of putting French and Tory Lanez together on the game record. But it's a likelihood that Tory Lanez or French Montana, whichever one the game linked up with, actually said, yo, I got this record with Tory Lanez or vice versa. Because y'all probably remember Tory Lanez and French Montana were working together a whole lot. French Montana and Tory Lanez actually were the first ones to do a verses or something like that. I remember actually watching their verses, man. After Tory was doing all of his, he was doing like this radio show. He was getting real lit on it. He was having the most crazy guest tap in on his Instagram lives. It was amazing, man. Shout out to Tory Lanez. Even though he hated it that one time, I told him I saw the same hustle in him that Meek Mill had. I don't know why he took offense to that. It was like, geez, Meek Mill is legendary. You know, so yeah, no, I just wanted to say this. I wanted to get this piece out about the Black Slim Shady. Wack 100 went back to the studio. Wack 100 went back to the studio, you guys, and he said, yo, 6 minutes. What did he only fix it 1 minute? I told him I wanted it a little bit shorter. I wanted it shorter. Boom, 10 minutes long. So Wack got ultimately disrespected right there. And instead of Wack going with his initial thought, which, you know, this is Wack's world right now, if we're being real. Wack 100's name is what's on all the blogs. It's not the game's name. The game was popular in a different era. You know, Wack 100 is popular in this media era. What did Dead Prez call it? The information age. Wack 100 is popular right now in this. You know what I mean? He's running Clubhouse. Everybody is asking. They want to know, like when they said, what does Ja Rule think? What does Ja Rule think? Everyone right now is like, what does Wack 100 think? You know what I mean? There's certain people out there, you know, that are captivating on the internet and shit. Some people say, oh, Wack 100 is my internet shit that I watch all the time. You know what I mean? People say that, man. I've had people on the show say that a lot. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Wack 100 has captivated the audience. You know, he came up. I watched him on K-Slay. I watched him come out putting out his artist, different shit like that. But yeah, no, I'm just being real. Like Wack 100 right now should have told him. He's like, yo, bro, I honestly know what is going on right now in the industry, and you need to make that record 3.5 minutes. I feel like that's what Wack was going for. Wack 100, you know what I mean? Wack 100 just didn't get his way that time. You know, he should have spoke up. Maybe the actual results would have been different if he would have spoke up and really gave his real opinion on that, because his opinion is like what brought him to the table. You know what I mean? His opinion is actually what brought him to the table, you guys. So the fact that he didn't really get the chance to give the game his opinion, and they just threw the 10-minute song at him, you know, maybe that was just going against somebody who actually knows what's hitting in the industry right now. So please don't just tell me I come on here saying that I just gave the man his flowers in that regard. I just gave the man that flower. Kimoy says, my guy Kimoy says, am I saying your name right, bro? Hopefully I'm not butchering your name. Appreciate you, Kimoy Burton. He says, but that still wouldn't have saved the album. Like I said, yeah, exactly. The album wasn't promoted. No one knew it was dropping. At one point, I could have sworn, I don't know if you were tapped in, bro, but I could have sworn that we heard a date of June 17th. After that, I could have sworn we heard a date of July 1st. Then we finally got August 12th. They stuck to it. So who are we to complain, really? You know what I mean? Who are we to complain, really, in regard to that? It's not like they did things to promote the album, like a billboard. You know what I mean? Like actually, they got No Jumper, and they got what was the other interview that he did? Like, come on, man. Game is doing actually a ton of interviews right now. He did Drink Champs. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying Nori's podcast isn't somewhere where you go to when you drop an album. That's absolutely the first place you go when you drop an album. But you have to do everything that goes along with that too. You see everybody right now, they got them billboards in Times Square. You know what I mean? People are doing different things. Even people are still putting publications out there in big magazines. big magazines. I'm not going to name any big magazines right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to name them, but they're still out there, and they're still moving units, and they're still hitting 1 million homes. Let me check out what's going on in this poll. Let me check out what's going on in this poll. It was, what was your favorite game in Kanye West feature? Everybody hit that like button right now. I need everybody. We got 130 people in here. We got 75 likes. I'm going to need y'all to hit that like button right now. Everybody hit that like button. If you mess with the channel, make sure you subscribe as well. Hit the notification bell so you never miss one of my live videos. Wack 100 went off. He went off talking about that pleasure peace situation. He went off. He went off talking about that pleasure peace situation. He went off on them all. There wasn't no one person that didn't catch a shot besides Ray J. Ray J came out unscathed, guys. Ray J did not catch any of the mixtape diss-like jabs thrown out by Wack 100. That. Although he got a little unnecessary. That shit is unnecessary. Talking all that shit in your raps, it's unnecessary. Talking all that beef shit in your raps, it's unnecessary. Does someone already got that record? I might have to get that one down. Running up on Mikey T, it's unnecessary. Does someone already got that shit? If not, I might have to grab that shit. What up, what up, what up, Spin? What's popping with you, man? What's popping, Spin? Appreciate you for tapping in. Let me see. Dreams? Oh, yeah. Dreams. The record that Kanye West produced for the game. His third single off the documentary. A classic record that you can't take nothing from, you guys. You can't take nothing from Dreams, y'all. That's actually the first time we got to hear them together. The game actually spoke on getting the Dreams record in a recent interview, saying that Kanye West gave him a CD with one beat on it. Shout out to Exotic Pop. You know we on that. We on that. Go get y'all some. All you got to do is go follow him on Instagram, and you can find a way to get some Exotic Pop. If you're wondering what flavor I'm on tonight, though, you're wondering what flavor I'm on tonight, this is what I'm on tonight. Definitely appreciate Exotic Pop sending me a case. You know, I got the shit. I got the shit on deck. We got the wave juice. We got the Soldier Boy joint right there, the soda joint. Oh yeah. Yeah, so Dreams pretty much is the record that a lot of people first heard the game come through on, you know what I mean? Solo. You know what I mean? Because the first records we had heard from him, West Side Story, you know what I mean? That one started bubbling first, you know, with 50 on the hook, and you were kind of like, whoa, where's 50 on the verse? Game carried that shit. All right, Game carried that shit. I'm rocking with it. Second, we get How We Do. Second, we get How We Do, which is just a all-out banger. You know what I mean? How We Do is just an all-out banger, you guys. And then we get it followed up with the record that'll make you really like an artist. You know what I mean? Make you really respect an artist. Make you feel where that artist has come from. That's what they were doing when they released Hate It or Love It. Obviously, I missed Certified Gangsters, which came before all that. After that, we got the Game by himself. Finally, we get the Game by himself, you guys. We finally got the Game by himself. on Dreams. G Unit went through a rift, and we got the Game by himself once again. And I'm not talking about the Game song. I'm not talking about the song that the Game did called Higher. I'm talking about Put You on the Game, which was totally away from G Unit. So that's pretty much how that went down, man. But yeah, so it looks like Dreams. I'm going to give y'all another 2 minutes to vote in the poll. It looks like Dreams is actually number one. Wouldn't Get Far, where Kanye West actually jumped on it and gave him a 16, as well as produced it. He actually, that's actually at 35% right now. We're at 35% right now with that joint. And Easy, the newest collaboration from Kanye West and the Game. Although Kanye West does have another feature on the album, which I really enjoy. I really like that second feature from Kanye West. But so yeah, Easy is 13%, the least of the three. I agree. I mean, actually, my favorite is Wouldn't Get Far out of them, because I like how Kanye actually put a verse on it. So I'm going to end that poll right now. I definitely appreciate y'all voting. I'm going to give y'all 30 more seconds to vote in it. Oh, Mega Hustler, are you talking about the song Soundtracks with the Game featuring Meek Mill? Are you talking about two rappers actually on a track together? Huh. I didn't remember the Game on Do You Remember? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. It was the Game on there with Yayo. If I'm thinking about the right song in my head, Do You Remember was a diss song, right? It's actually a Game song. I do remember the 50 Cent in Tony Yayo on a Do You Remember? No, it's not a diss track. I might go back and listen to that after this. Was it an industry beat? Nah. Do You Remember was not on Yayo's album. I think you meant Yayo. Let me do some open questions. If anybody has any open questions, I always do open questions on the podcast, Mikey T, the Movie Star Podcast. I gotta roll something up. Let me break this up so I can give this weed's so sticky. I got to give my hand a little chance to actually chill out, because it's so sticky that, you know, when your hands are all sticky like that, you can't really be twisting up an L. I need one of them, you know, blunt rollers. We need a blunt rolling company to come in and do an endorsement, and I'll have the official blunt roller where I just twist it real quick and my blunt is like automatically rolled after putting some, you know what I'm saying? We can get all types of shit like that in the future, though. Just get this. Let me see. Did I have a? Oh man, I think I had actually. I gotta go grab another thing. Oh damn! It was a leak from the documentary. It was a leak from the documentary. That's kind of cool, man. That's a cool little piece of history. Any other I don't remember hearing if any of the Doctor's Advocate tracks were actually leaks, or not leaks, actually leftovers from the documentary. I don't remember hearing that about any of the tracks. But do you remember hearing that? Anybody remember hearing any of the tracks from the Doctor's Advocate after actually being leftovers from the documentary? Yeah, none of the Dre beats. Obviously, Dre was not featured on. Dre wasn't actually featured on the Doctor's Advocate. That's what's up, Kim. That's what's up, KB. Appreciate you, KB, for tapping in. Hell yeah. Yeah, it's like a forum in here, man. Appreciate you for tapping in and adding to it, man. It's exactly what it's like. I'm glad you feel at home here at the channel and shit. What part of the country you tapping in from? What you blazing, man? Let me know. That's what we do at the beginning of the show. It's a little roll call. What you smoking? Where you from? Well, yo, JP, what up, bro? If my ass, what happened with Wack and Game? What happened with Wack and Game? What do you mean? What happened with Wack and Game, bro? What do you mean? What happened with Wack and Game? You're gonna have to phrase that question out a little bit more for me. And how do you feel about breaking down your sticky icky and having cones on deck? Well, I'll tell you, man. I really just started using the grinder, and it's good in some ways, but in reality, with the cones, I got the cones because I would have pre-ground chronic, and I would usually just hold the joint up and twist it up in the cone like that, easy enough. You know what I'm saying? I would actually just twist it up easy enough. So I loved using cones, but when I'm breaking up my chronic in a blunt, I'm usually going to want to break it up with my hands most of the time. Sometimes I'll use a grinder, but they're kind of annoying. You know what I mean? Having to get all the butt up out of it and shit. You know what I mean? But right now, when you have a certain level of potency, I guess, because the dispensary usually doesn't carry the 30% type chronic, like this is 28. And I guess if you get closer to 30%, you're going to be faced with some more sticky chronic. Like last week, I don't know if you remember, but last week I was actually smoking the Dreamin'. I was smoking the Mexican flan. I was smoking what else? There was a couple other strains I had last week, and they were all about 24, 25%. So I was right there, but now obviously I'm at a whole nother level. You know what I mean? Right now I'm at a whole nother level with it. 28%. You're up a little few, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Smoke champs type shit. Smoke champs type shit. Yeah, you already know, man. I'm open to going on the smoke champs. Chris, he said he should have sold more. He should have sold more than 25K. I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you, man. As I said earlier, should have been a double album. Then he would have sold 50K. That would have been much more respectable when it came out on all the blogs. Game sold 50,000 units. 25,000? Ooh. He really can't keep up, can he? Yeesh. This man can't keep up. My guy said, y'all some smokers, man. I'm like Ice Cube. I drank. KB said, I'm from Jamaica, but living in South Carolina, Hilton Head Island. Oh, shit. One love, everyone. Let's run this man Ish up. He's a real one. Salute to you, bro. Hilton Head Island. That sounds lit, bro, man. Salute to South Carolina. Definitely appreciate you tapping in. Oh, come on. Wow. My dude is really trying to make up some. Yo, you're really trying to hold up a little bit of respect for the game here. I definitely, respect where you're coming from. I actually brought up points that Dave East that Fabio Foreign have each pushed similar amount of units. Wack 100 brought up Coi Leray, only selling like 9,000 units. There's other artists. Little Durk's second album only sold 11,000 units. Lloyd Banks, The Course of the Inevitable, sold 12,000 units, 11,000 units, somewhere around there. So why are you going to discredit the game for actually selling 25,000 units? You know what I mean? Like, come on, let's be realistic about this shit. The game selling 25,000 units. Fabio Foreign sold 28,000 units. I think the Paranoid album from Dave East sold 24,000 units. You know, so let's just be realistic when we're talking about the numbers here, man. You know, now if the album was formatted a little bit different, go check out my interview with Little Flip. I want everybody in here to go check out my interview with Lil Flip. It's out right now. All you got to do is hit the link that's pinned.
Hey, man, say, man, what it do is the Freestyle King, Lil Flipper, a.k.a. Flip Mayweather. Shout out to Mikey T, the movie star. Cut.
The full Little Flip interview is out right now if y'all missed it. If y'all missed it, the full interview is out now. So tap in. If y'all didn't tap in, everybody go drop a comment on that too, man. Everybody go drop a comment on that too. You haven't. About to roll something up. Definitely been a good night, been a good stream. I want everybody on here to make sure y'all tap in with me for the new content. If you're interested, I did an interview with Kid. He gave me his thoughts on the game Drillmatic, the Black Slim Shady. If you're interested in hearing his thoughts on the Eminem disc, go check it out. Go check it out right now. Come on. About to roll something up, y'all. Let me see. Let me check out this. Oh, shit. Poll's still up. Let me end this poll. I'm ending the poll right now, y'all. 54% said Dreams. 54% said Dreams. I respect it, man. Dreams is actually the classic throwback record. It's actually the classic throwback from the game. You know what I mean? The first time that we got to hear him, you know, doing, you know, rapping on what Kanye West does best, and that's make beats. You know what I mean? Actually, you know what I'm saying? I really love Kanye West's music career as well. I'm not just going to say beats is what he does best, but when you hear some of the production like that he does, like Dreams, you know, some of the stuff, the other stuff that he's done in his career, you know, shit, even More or Less for Shine is another record that I really loved. And, you know, I'm about to roll something up. Smoking on some good ass weed tonight. Having a good podcast. What can I say, man? We having a good one tonight. Wanted to give y'all a movie. Wanted to go over a movie, especially when I heard this shit. You know what I mean? Wack 100 must have deflected people with this one because a few blogs ago he was talking about some other shit. I'm not going to get into because I might address it in another video. But when I actually heard Wack 100 saying some shit about Tony Yayo and 50 Cent, I was on it. I was on that shit, man. You know what I mean? I'm like, come on, man. You're going to actually try to go on a live stream and say that Tony Yayo isn't everywhere? Listen, man, when 50 Cent goes to Paris for a major performance, Tony Yayo is out by the Eiffel Tower smoking. And you're talking, hold on, I got to put this Dutch away for a second. What? Like, Well, yo, when these dudes are going out to places that you probably could never even get your artist to perform. You know what I mean? I've been alongside some artists, like when, for instance, when Rick Ross went out to Trinidad, and I was in Trinity with Bangum Smurf. We hung out with Kano. Respect to Kano. He's actually out of jail now. Much love to my big bro Kano. He always showed me love back in the day. Him and Ross are really they're good as ever right now. So we was out there, and Mass Pike Miles and Kano, you know what I'm saying? They all rode around with us. We rode around and looked at the sights, smoked up all over Trinidad. You know what I'm saying? All that, went and stopped to get drinks. The main artist is not the one that be all out in the towns doing shit. You know what I mean? That would be Yayo out there by the Eiffel Tower smoking. 50's probably getting ready for a performance, doing a business meeting at the Eiffel Tower. Yayo's down at the bottom of the Eiffel Tower, lighting some ganja, lighting up that Eiffel Tower. You know what I'm saying? It's the Eiffel Tower pack. It comes with the whole Eiffel Tower in the bag and all that. Like, come on, man. Let's be. You want to say Tony Yayo isn't everywhere around like 50 Cent? I said it earlier. Tony Yayo was even on movie sets with 50 all over Hollywood, taking pictures with Sylvester Stallone and shit like that. Forrest Whitaker, Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage, I'm the Ghost Rider. Yayo even put Nicolas Cage in his rap, and then probably ended up meeting him. John Cusack. Come on, man. Talking about 50's not, Yayo's not around. I don't think you're around to be saying Yayo's not around. Come on, man. Yayo's not around. Yayo is everywhere that 50 is. Before he was rich, after he was rich. Come on, man. Yayo even said it. He was at 50's crib in Connecticut more than 50 was, because 50 was traveling the world in a lot of shit. Some meetings Yayo can't go to, but mostly everything else, Yayo was at, man. Yayo and 50. 50's even said it in various new interviews. Yayo can do no wrong. Even if he does do something wrong, he'll actually apologize, understand he did something wrong, and move on from that in a respectable manner, as anybody in this world should. You do something wrong unknowingly, you apologize for it, and you move on. You don't harp on it. You don't go to California and start doing a whole GU Not campaign. You don't start doing shows in the South and start screaming FG Unit every. That's what the other guys have done. Start entertaining a deal with MMG when you know that you're signed to G Unit. This shit is not practical. You know what I mean? Some of the people beefing with 50 have just put themselves in a situation where it's like they made themselves kind of look crazy. It's like, so you're entertaining other record deals while you're currently in a record deal? Huh? How do you think that's going to work out? So even when you get out of your deal, Rick Ross or anybody else that entertained a deal with you is going to look at you crazy like, yo, dude, you just had me waiting for you about 3.5 years. You think it's all good? Time goes on. Like I said earlier, the game, what is the game thinking? All of his fans are waiting for him? No. If you put out a dud, fans are done. You put out a dud, the fans are done. Look what happened with Young Buck, you guys. After Buck the World, when they didn't do the marketing and promotion right for that album, Young Buck served up 50 Linkin Park after Jay-Z did Collision Course, and Young Buck serves up Linkin Park. The Linkin Park and G Unit collaboration in 2007 probably would have put Young Buck at 250,000 sold first week in a harsh time of selling records. Maybe more. I would like to believe more. A Linkin Park and G Unit collaboration would have done numbers, in my opinion. You know, but Buck actually is something interesting because Tony Yayo actually said all the G Unit guys were signed for 2 albums. You know, he also said in several interviews he didn't really know much about Young Buck's deal with G Unit, or he didn't know about deals outside of his own. It's all about how you market your deal, or it's all about how you negotiate your deal or whatever. But Young Buck obviously wasn't signed for 2 albums to G Unit. Young Buck had to turn in a 3rd album. Doesn't everybody remember in the chat? You guys got to remember. If not, that's why I'm here. Young Buck turned in several albums. You know what I mean? He turned in an album called The Rehab. I've said it before. I really don't agree with that title. But for some reason, Buck was turning in a 3rd G Unit album. And 50 was like, nah, that shit's trash. Nah. They would never release another Young Buck album. He halted the success of Young Buck. 50 Cent wanted to make Young Buck the more coherent version of Lil Wayne. You know what I mean? Lil Wayne has turned into a rock star. Lil Wayne is unreachable. That's why there was an open market for somebody to go against Lil Wayne for so many years. 50 Cent ended up trying to take that spot that he tried to put Young Buck in the position to be in. Young Buck could have been marketed as one of the 50 was trying to market Young Buck as the biggest artist from the South. If anybody doesn't think that, you know what I mean? We all think it. Every single G Unit fan knows that 50 Cent wanted Young Buck to be where Lil Wayne is right now. That's just the obvious truth. You know what I mean? The only thing that everything that comes with that is the way that you work, though. The way that you release albums. But I mean, shit, 50 Cent, Young Buck was allegedly releasing albums. You know what I mean? He was allegedly giving you albums. He wasn't allegedly releasing albums. He was dropping all the damn projects, 10 bullets, 10 this, 10 that, 10 that, 10 that. And you're just letting all this music go to waste like we're back in the G Unit mixtape era or something. No, this music needs to be a price tag put on it. There needs to be a price tag put on it. Because whether or not Buck the World wasn't everything that we wanted in 2007, there should have been another Young Buck album in 2008. And I think Young Buck had that album ready to go. Even if it wasn't our favorite shit. Hopefully it wasn't something like the TIP album he did. Y'all remember the TIP album he did? I need Young Buck with those features that G Unit brought to the table. Young Buck had some of the most amazing features. He was pairing features before the game. Let's be real. Like I said, the game after the Doctor's Advocate had some of the best paired features ever. You know what I mean? He put some of the best artists together. Young Buck was doing that from the gate. You know what I mean? Young Buck was doing that shit from the gate. Yep. Lamont. Yep. Exactly. Young Buck actually got off G Unit. You know what I'm saying? After having a 3rd album, allegedly, this is what was reported in the blogs back in the day all the time. And you would actually hear cuts from tracks as well on a lot of these websites back in the day and shit. You know, Buck got out of the G Unit deal only to sign back. He signed back. Apparently it was for $250K. Those are the reports. I don't know if that was $250K per album. I don't know if that was $250K for 2 albums, but the rumor was, the report I read was that Young Buck signed back to G Unit for the G Unit album as well as a solo album, which is kind of like wild to me. Y'all need to go tap in with Exotic Pop, man. They got a whole bunch of variety. Like, it's not even a game. They got a whole bunch of variety, you guys. But yeah, as long as Buck is actually able to have a budget for his albums, it's dope. Buck really be running up. I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that. Ah, shit. Damn. I'm rolling something up, you guys. I'm rolling something up. Let's see what time is it? 1:30. 1:30. All right, y'all. Yeah, the DT Young Buck thing. I'm not gonna touch that. I'm not gonna touch that whole situation, to be honest with you. I don't know much about it. I see DT be rapping G Unit South, but I don't really know much about it enough to be talking about it, to be honest with you. Yeah, I've invited DT on the channel a number of times. If DT wants to come on the channel, he knows he's got an open invitation. Yeah, DT knows he has an open invitation to come on the channel. I don't ever block anybody from coming on the channel. You guys know that. My dude, Neighborhood All-Stars off that White Runts, he said. Damn, man. Come on. I need that automatic blunt roller. Who's got the connection? Who's got the connection for the automatic blunt roller? Let me know. Who's got the connection for it? Send them my way. Send the blunt compactor my way. Take my struggles away. Smoking on that blue Chapo. I mess with anything blue, bro. Ever since that one time in Miami, I actually got this weed called Blue Magic. I went to like this dope ass trap house where they opened this thing and they had like a bunch of different labeled buds and shit. I'm like, yo, let me try that Blue Magic, man. Is that like some blueberry shit? It's like, yeah. And my dumb ass, man, I said one. I'll take 1G. What? You're a bug out, Mikey T. You're a bug out, man. And that was the best smoke ever. So yeah, that's my blue weed story. Neighborhood All-Star is bugging out in the comments too right now. He's funny as hell. You know what we're doing on here, man. You know what we're doing on here, man. We're getting lit. We're talking about the best hip-hop shit. Sometimes there's some crazy news to report on. You know what I mean? Sometimes there's some crazy shit going on. You know what I mean? Other times I'm going to do an album review. Other times I'm going to do a watch along. It's always going to be something different on my channel. You know what I mean? It's always going to be something different on my channel. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes we go through waves. This whole Drillmatic, The Game. First of all, you got The Game preparing the disc to Eminem. Then he drops the disc. Then the album comes out. Then the sales come out. It's like a whole storyline you kind of got to follow. So give it a little bit of respect to the channel that sometimes we follow the storyline and the events. You know what I mean? Yo, Lucci. What up, Lucci? Appreciate you, brother. What you sipping on? What you sipping on, Black Faith Productions, my brother? This is what I'm smoking on, though, Lucci. Yo, that's what I'm saying, my dude right here. My dude, he said, crazy. I don't know what the F y'all talking about. Never smoked. Took the LL Cool J route. Well, what you sipping on, bro? What are you sipping on then, bro? I don't think you said what you was sipping on. I don't know if you're even sipping tonight, bro. You was saying you was on that Ice Cube shit to my being smoky. John says, my guy JP, he said, you mean the one that looks like a mani counter or the ones from Raw where you put your goods in paper, then twisted? Yeah. That shit twists up for you real quick. And then your L is pretty much like rolled. My guy Scott Storch had one. I think it was Raw too. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think it was Raw. We need Raw to tap in. You know what I'm saying? We need Raw to tap in, definitely. Salute to Vancouver, British Columbia. Definitely appreciate that, bro. Definitely appreciate that, man. I pride myself on having the best content, the best conversations, you know what I mean? And now, obviously, jumping in front of the camera for the last few years and actually reporting, going over, reacting to the news, reacting to different interviews, reacting to different albums, you know what I mean? Everything, man. I really enjoy coming out here, interacting with all you guys in the chat as well. Well, Big Lucci, man, whatever brand comes along, whatever new poppin' marijuana brand comes along and wants to jump on the movie star wave, you know what I'm saying? We're going to be right there with them. We're going to see how that works out, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously you can tell I'm a functioning smoker. That's one of the things. I'm able to report on all the news, break it down from topic to topic, from point A to B to C, you know what I mean? Thoroughly go over it while smoking the greatest ganja that we have ever been the opportunity to been gifted. You know what I mean? There's some good chronic out there, man, and I'd like to believe that I am a connoisseur that smokes the best of it. You know, I'm always coming on here. I'm either smoking some bomb-ass cookies. Salute to Burner. He's always coming up with new concoctions. You know what I mean? New developments. They just had the Burn Scotty, which was a biscotti mixed with jealousy. You know what I'm saying? The Flan, another one that I'm really enjoying currently. But right now, I got my hands on a high potency Irish Cannonball. You guys, it's a crazy name. It's kind of a caramel taste, so it gave me like that coffee taste. So I knew what I was getting going into it. But honestly, it's not really giving me that taste. But you know how that goes as a smoker. As a smoker, once you smoke something once, twice, you're not really going to get that great sensation of the taste that you had once got. Although that's not the case with runs. Yo. What up, Iceberg? What's poppin', man? Yes, we are still live right now. How is that lemonade, Deli? I saw some strawberry lemonade actually that I didn't really want to jump on, to be real with you. I saw some strawberry lemonade that I didn't really want to jump on, to be real with you. Yeah, I heard about the Marathon OG. What did it come in, bro? Did it come in a jar? Did it come in a bag? Very eager to hear about this Marathon OG. I never really like messing with the weeds that have a blank OG name attached to them. I like OG Kush. I'm kind of an old head when it comes to that. But believe me, you guys, I've really started to expand my horizons. I don't just put OG Kush and Sour Diesel in my top lists anymore. I'm branching out to the Dosey Does, one of the most amazing tasting buds. You know what I'm saying? GG4 was on the list for a while, but that is gone now. GG4 is done with. That has been phased out. That did not make the top 5 like an OG Kush or a Sour Diesel. Let me think. What is Runts is my favorite now, though. Even with these cookie strains like Georgia Pie, like Honey Buns. Let me think. What were my favorite ones? Medellin. All these strains from cookies, they're amazing. But I do believe the Runts is better than them. Just my opinion, y'all. Just my opinion. And as far as the I seen somebody earlier said she was smoking purple Runts. The regular Runts that I get was usually purple. I had also got white Runts, like my dude Neighborhood All Star said he was smoking on tonight, which is really compact bud from what I remember compared to the regular Runts. Runts is the best, Torrin says. Yeah, I agree, man. Runts is definitely the best. But recently, man, I'll be real with you. I haven't been able to find a Runts that's actually I haven't been able to find a Runts that's actually past like 20%, 21%. So I'm going to need to find a higher Runts. Sorry, JP, I don't know what that is, bro. Excuse me. Sorry, I don't know what that is that you're talking about. I don't know what that is that you're talking about. You know, we're just on this live living right tonight, man. Having a good night. You know, I definitely appreciate everybody tapping in. Definitely a dope live tonight. If you're wondering what you're watching, this is the Mikey T, the Movie Star Podcast. If you're wondering what you got to tell your friends it is tomorrow and shit like that, definitely appreciate everybody tapping into the Mikey T, the Movie Star Podcast tonight, y'all. And yeah, I'm going to see y'all in the next episode. Make sure y'all tune in. Make sure y'all check out my interview with Lil Flip. That's right. Make sure you check out my interview with Lil Flip. It's pinned up right now. So all you got to do is literally hit the link that I got pinned. I'll see y'all later on.